and so I apologize.
Those who wants to leave, thank you. Those who wants to continue, thank you. So no issue, no problem. Brandy disappeared. Brittany is not showing herself. Christina is there. Very good.
Hello.
Hello, Christina.
No more funky.
Very good. No more funky. You know what I teach, I get from you guys.
Girish, did you look up the word funky?
Yeah. No, I didn't
You need to look
the
it up because I think you know who else likes that word is Jeree. She loves the word funky.
I have yet to understand what it means by word funky.
I'll send you a definition.
Okay. You know, all these yoga masters or great masters are funky. I have yet to understand. Brandy wants to share something. Brittany is enjoying, she is multitasking, and that's why she doesn't show up her video.
Also, John teaches during this time, so he can't be with us live, but he intends to watch you via video. So he sends his regrets. He had to go to work, but he's with us in spirit.
And then Alex was having the internet installed in her new house. And so I don't know if she was on earlier. She had sent me a text that I had missed because I was teaching. And so she might not, I don't know if she'll be on or not either. So we might want to get started, is my saying that.
Yeah. So let us start our journey. 1 hour, the first hour, we will devote on the practice. So my phone is dying. Let everything die outside. No worries. Connect yourself with something that doesn't die. So, this Kundalini is, it takes a long time, because once we understand at least 5 different traditional texts on the tantra tradition, then we understand what exactly is Kundalini. Yes, I am aware that in our country there is another tradition of yogi bhajan, which is very much famous. So many people ask me questions related to what he has been teaching, and I say no comments. So it's better to say no comments, because we should be strictly adhere to the teachings of the masters. I think in one of the sessions I talked about every book says learn from a teacher. And every teacher says, I will teach you from the books. Means that is how the tradition continues. Otherwise, this tradition will not continue. Do you see that? Tradition will not continue. Here is internet here. Very good. So you see that? So I'll just talk briefly for 5 minutes, and then we will go for a practice. So what happened? The first thing, I tell you about little bit about myself. In New Jersey, I used to do a lot of seminar workshop on Kundalni meditation. So when I realized that there is a lot of questions coming from which are not the right questions, what I did, we have a lot of liberty. I changed the very name of the Kundalni meditation as retrain the brain, release your stress, and discover inner peace. I simply changed the entire title. Because then there is no one asking me what exactly is Kundalini according to the modern authors. Huh? Modern authors, best-selling authors. Huh? Or you can say the best-selling teachers, etc., etc. So you already know that I'm a traditional guy. I strictly follow the tradition. So now coming to this word Kundalini. So I realized that this group may pick up something and ready to remove the wrong notion in their mind about this deadly serpent which is known as Kundalini. So the first thing to understand, this Kundalini means, what it means? It means circular or coiled. First thing, pick up some of the things that you might be aware. Second word that is associated with this Kundalini means it is a potential energy. That is how we say potential energy. It is not yet awakened, so it is a potential energy. Now go a little deeper. The Sanskrit word Kundalini comes from the root kunda, Kunda, kunda. What it means? You see, that is how the wrong notions are removed. And then we understand what it means by Kundalini. So that kunda means pit. Pit. You know pit? A hollow hemisphere, the water pot, a pit. Huh? Now this is the pit. The entire brain hemisphere, this is the pit. See that? This is the pit. So that's why sometimes I even do not answer these questions on Kundalini coming from not a tradition, but modern practitioners. So kunda, pit, and this is the pit. Associated with the spine also, the nervous system also. See that? Now, how you change your wrong notion with the right notion? Is our brain evolving? You know it. Can you accelerate its evolution? Yes, according to Eastern wisdom, yoga, and tantra. Not according to the science. Science says no, you cannot change the brain. It will change by its own process of mutation. Do you agree? That is what the science says. But we say, according to the tantra tradition and the yoga, we can accelerate the evolution of the brain. To evolve the brain, we need a tremendous energy. Now link the two. Kunda, Kundalini, brain. So this brain is like reversed water pot or a pit or a bowl. So the brain is evolving unconsciously at all the time. The process or the method by which evolution of the brain and the mind takes place consciously, it becomes a Kundalini meditation. We have a totally different understanding of the brain and the mind in Eastern wisdom and in science. When we say the brain, even the science says brain is a gray matter, means brain is a matter, part of the body. Mind is a different entity. We know it. Clear. We have understood many a times according to yoga. We say the mind has 4 functions. In 2 pairs, mind and the memory, and intellect in the I thought, that is known as ego. There are, one of my Kundalini master used to say, he became very famous in India, with whom the master, Kundalini master, which is very famous in our country, he has learnt everything from him. So out of this video, when you will ask, who is that master, I will tell you my relationship with that master. It's not worth telling on anything that is recorded. He used to say that there are 16 essentials of Kundalini meditation. I'm not talking, we will do the practice, so I will discuss in detail. And one of the most famous, or you can say which gives a deeper insight about Kundalini meditation, is Yoga Kundalyo Upanishad. I have already sent the file in English. Yoga Kundalyo Upanishad. I must focus whether I want to practice Kundalini meditation myself or I want to guide others. I must follow Yoga Kundalyo Upanishad. Simple. Last word is Upanishad. I have already explained about what it means by Upanishad. Upanishads are the cream of the text of the Eastern wisdom. No principle, no concept can be challenged in any Upanishad. Then, when we say Kundalini meditation, we say tantra. The literal meaning of the tantra is expansion of mind and liberation of energy. Now think of it, how it will take place. Expansion of the mind. What that means, the mind is like a balloon. Balloon is limited. You go on expanding, and the mind is gone. So gone, release of energy. Means what? That energy starts moving from the lower to the higher consciousness, goes to the brain, it accelerates the evolution of the brain, and we enter into a higher state of the consciousness. So first word is tantra. Second is known as yantra. Yantras are geometrical designs representing a different state of the consciousness. Different state of the consciousness. You take this, the equilateral triangle facing upward, that represents Shiva. When you invert it, that represents Shakti. Invert it is Shakti. This is Shiva. Equilateral triangle. So that pointer upward represents the Shiva consciousness. And what we say, when you awaken the Shakti, the power, it merges with the Shiva. The meaning is that it removes your ignorance. Meaning is it removes your ignorance. Should I recall? Where is that? Indur bindur rajo ravi ubhayo sangama deva prapyate paramam padam. Yog Kundalini Upanishad. So what it says, so when this Shakti merges, means the Shakti takes the lower consciousness into the higher and the higher and the highest, and then this energy disappears and ultimately merges into the Shiva. Awakening takes place. So always remember one thing. Other things are different, other explanations. We have many texts. But in one way, we can understand Kundalini. So once we, in the next hour, when we study this Yog Kundalini Upanishad, the main principles, then we'll have a clear understanding. Now let us get ready for one meditation. I told you, which I changed the title. I said, Retrain the Brain. I never used Kundalini because that makes sense. Otherwise, people come with the wrong notion and ask me a lot of questions and they get involved, engaged with those things. It will not make any change. So eyes are closed.
Hang
I
on,
hope
before
we.
we start, 1 second, just before we start, the text that you sent, we put onto the Google Doc. So I just wanted to let folks know both of the texts that you sent are in their teacher training folder, Google Docs, so they have them accessible. So if you want to access them, they're there.
Very good. First practice and then access. I hope Bethany's phone is working. Everything demands energy. Even the battery, the phone. You're still there. Thank you. Connect with the source. We are going to connect with our source. The eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. You're comfortable. So, moving the mind from the top of the head to all the joints of the body, and you're aware of the body, you're comfortable, you feel the sensation, you experience the steadiness, and the mind is looking inside. Now focus in the first stage, we will release. That is how I renamed it. Retrain the brain, release the stress, and rediscover who you are. So the first thing, focus inside the entire center of the rib cage. Focus inside the center of the rib cage in the space at a point just exactly at the center. So check that the mind keeps looking at the space. One, at a point in the space, and then start breathing quick, short, and the fast breathing from the chest. Expansion and contraction of the chest continues. It has nothing to do with Kapalbhati or Bhastrika, etc., etc. That we will come later. Continue. Quick, fast, and loud with the movement of the chest. You have to be ready, always prepared. You don't show your laziness at any point of time in Kundalini meditation. That is one of the most important essentials. And stop it, do nothing. Move the mind on the entire body as if the mind is touching every cell of the skin of the body from the top to the toes, and feel the sensation, and then move the mind from the toes to the top of the head. So you see that we left the breath to a normal pattern, but we move the mind first from the top to the toes. So that helps us to bring that calmness and the peace. And when we move the mind from the toes to the top of the head, we give an indication that we are moving the prana, the Shakti. And that is in detail, explained in detail in Kundalni Upanishad. But again, now focus inside the belly button. Look inside the belly button, body is steady. And now when you inhale and exhale deep in the fast, every time you inhale, the belly goes out. Every time you exhale, the belly goes in. But focus remains there inside the belly button, and start breathing long in the fast breath from the belly. Continue. Equal breath, equal inhalation and equal exhalation. Equal inhalation and equal exhalation. Equal inhalation and equal exhalation in the belly. It is fast in the long breath, and focus remains inside the belly button. Continue, my friends. Continue. 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 And stop it. Again, move the mind from the crown of the head as if the mind is touching every skin of the cell of the skin of the body. Means what? The mind is moving gently, slowly, consciously on the body, reaching to the toes. And then from the toes, it rises up. It's a rising. And one of the most famous principle in Tantra and also in Hatha Yoga, Chale Vate, Chalam Chittam, Nishchale Nishchalam Bhavet. You move the mind, prana follows. You move the prana, the mind follows. We have to actually experience that state. This is just a beginning of the program. I have more than 50 different practices of Kundalni meditation, so I'm combining a couple of steps here. So now we come to focus inside the forehead in the space. Now do you see when you focus inside the rib cage, it was purely the rib cage breathing fast. Then you focus inside the belly button, it was the belly breathing, which is still longer than the chest. And now when we focus inside the forehead in the space, you have to inhale and exhale long and the fast, both from the belly and the chest. Pay attention, the knowledge part. It integrates both. So looking there and start breathing long and the hissing and the fast breath, both from the belly and the chest. You first inhale into the belly, then into the chest. You exhale from the belly and from the chest. You will instantly find the result inside the kunda, inside the pit, which is the brain. We are doing follow the principles, and then you will have an experience of that. Long and the hissing, fast breath, both from the belly and the chest. Continue, my friends, continue. Continue. Long and the fast breath. And stop it. Do nothing. Move the mind gently, slowly, consciously, from the crown of the head to the toes, and from the toes to the crown of the head. Experiencing sensation and also the calmness, some change inside the head also. Pay attention at this time to the normal breathing pattern. Jnana Mudra. You already know the Jnana Mudra. The tip of the index finger and the thumb joints together, placed on comfortably, either on the knee or wherever it is comfortable to you. With a gentle pressure on the index finger and the thumb, so that you continue to feel that gentle pressure. If you don't feel that pressure, the awareness will be lost. First thing. Now, second thing. Your tip of the tongue goes inside the upper teeth, or what we say the palate. There is a gentle pressure. So that becomes the beginning of a Khechari Mudra. And keep your hands on, comfortably facing upward in Jnana Mudra, either on the thighs or knee, wherever it is comfortable to you. Two things. We did it. Body is steady. Now you have to breathe deep, silent, and slow, but keep your focus inside the forehead, inside. You will understand that. It is the center of the knowledge, the kunda. So when you focus inside the forehead, what will happen? You start breathing deep, silent, and slow, first into the belly, then into the chest, while hammering that center mentally with aim, 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 aim. Breath is deep, silent, and slow. This is almost fifth and sixth level of Kundalini meditation that I gave. So I thought better to give you the advance. So what is happening as you exhale, deep, silent, and slow. So breath is deep, silent, and slow, but your mind is hammering quick, fast, and loud in the mind inside the forehead. Now see the 4 pointers, the fifth point of awareness. First, body is completely steady. You are in Jnana Mudra. Also the Khechari Mudra, the beginning of a Khechari Mudra. The tongue is touching the palate. Third point of awareness. Fourth point, deep, silent, and slow breathing. And the fifth point is you are hammering with the aim. Aim is the mantra of center of the knowledge. So when you say Shakti, there is a goddess of knowledge, that is also Shakti. When you say the goddess of power, that is Mahakali, the goddess of wealth, Lakshmi. All the three joins together, known as Shakti, and that Shakti we say Kundalini. That is one way to understand. Not this is the last one. This is not the final. Continue. Deep, silent, slow breathing. Jnana Mudra, Khechari Mudra. Body is steady. Hammering with the aim. Hammering with the aim. I'm adding a couple of things, so that is not a final in Kundalini meditation. Now leave this, return with the normal breathing. So when you are listening to the next step, your breath is normal, Jnana Mudra continues, the tongue still touches the upper palate. You have still to hammer the M mentally, but one thing, now we are adding bandha. Au. As you inhale, only into the belly this time, not into the chest. As you inhale, you have to expand your anus and the genitals outside. As you exhale, you contract the belly and you also contract the anus, muscles of the anus and the genitals. But hammering of the aim continues. You see a lot of things. Did I tell you 16 essentials? So let us start now. You are inhaling deep, silent, and slow. Body is steady. Both the hands in Gyan Mudra. You are doing Khechari Mudra. And now as you inhale, you expand your belly as much as possible. Along with expansion, you have a feeling in the anus and the genitals. It opens up. And now you exhale, but at the same time, you are hammering aim, 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 aim. Aim, aim continues. You have given a break to outward moving mind. And as you exhale, you contract your belly as if you are you are lifting your muscles of the belly first inside upward. And that gives a gentle pressure to the anus and the genitals. So two bandhas are also applied naturally. Continue this. Continue. We do everything consciously, knowing and understanding. It is important. If you don't do it, I'm just giving a flavor, understanding. You all are teachers, senior teachers, and experts, so you will get something out of it. Your mind will start thinking, oh, is the another way of doing it? Another way of doing it. Yes, I customize these practices. So that is why I say another way of doing it. Everything is good, right, in the world. But we have to see what is right and good according to the teachings. I'm just giving you a brief understanding practically. What is this? And continue. So we have to adapt ourselves the exactly what is belly breathing. So with that belly breathing, we have to apply the bandha. What we say, the locks. Deep, silent, and slow. Into the belly, out of the belly, with Jnana Mudra, with Khechari Mudra, with Vajrali Mudra, and with Mool Bandha. If I say traditionally, the Mool Bandha, Vajrali Mudra, Jnana Mudra, Khechari Mudra, deep silence and slow breathing into the belly, Uddiyana Bandha, there are 8 points of awareness. You see, I've already talked about 8, 16 essentials. And now, leave that step also. So we have already understood the deep, silent, and slow breathing. So pick up only the area of the rib cage first. You inhale only into the rib cage and experience a vertical and a horizontal expansion of the entire rib cage while inhaling. And while exhaling, totally contract consciously. So you feel little pressure during expansion and during contraction. There also, let us pick up the mantra Hreem, 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 gentle, mentally. Hreem, 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 Hreem. So the mind is engaged deep inside the heart with the chanting of Hreem, Hreem, Hreem. And you are totally expanding, total expansion of the rib cage, total contraction of the rib cage. So when you contract it, you should feel the pressure in the bones, in the ribs, and also in the muscles. But it should be gentle. You need to force it. We are doing what we are doing. You keep your Gyan Mudra in check. There is a gentle pressure that you feel with the index and the thumb. You also feel the gentle awareness. Tongue is touching the upper palate. The body is steady. Third point of awareness, expansion and contraction of the rib cage with the gentle mantra. One after the other. It's not a hammering. Reem, 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 reem. So here there is no fun when we are breathing into the rib cage. There is no fun of applying the locks. So when you do this, when you unnecessarily apply the lock, it leads to many hallucinative experiences. Why? How? That is a matter of understanding later on. So now instead of the rib cage, leave this, do the same thing with the belly. But the moment we start doing with the belly, we have to do with the contraction and expansion of the anus and the genitals. How? Let us choose another mantra, clean. So you inhale into the belly. If I make you a detailed explanation, as you inhale, feel you expand the lower belly, right side of the belly, left side of the belly, upper side of the belly, below the last rib cage. As you inhale and expanding, you open up the anus and the genitals. And now you exhale. The belly is moving inside. Now you are lifting it upward. As you lift upward, you will find a gentle lock. Now you're conscious. You are locking the anus and the genitals, moving the prana upward from the Uddiyana Bandha, keeping the and continue with the mantra. Reem. No, clean, 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 clean. As if the clean is inspiring you to do the practice. You are totally absorbed. Your contraction reaches to the peak, and squeezing of the muscles of the anus and the genitals also reaches at the peak. With a contraction of the belly means you contract inside, and then you lift the belly muscles. Normally, what we say in anatomy, recto-abdominal muscles. That is okay, fairly. But Kundalini philosophy goes little deeper. Our focus is on the prana. Prana is a Shakti. So there is a contraction, expansion. Do you feel the gentle pressure of the Jnana Mudra? Yes. Are you aware of the Kechuri? The tongue is touching the upper palate. That itself is a good beginning. Body is steady. Clean, 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 clean. Clean, clean, clean. A taste of when practice and now leave this, return to the normal breathing pattern, except the body remains steady. You may feel certain pressure or some experiences of vision, colors. It's okay. We have to do the same practice with the deep, silent, slow breathing with both, with the belly and the rib cage. Keep our focus inside the forehead, and the mantra should be aim. So what we do? Jnana Mudra continues, Hri Mudra continues, steadiness of the body continues. You start inhaling first into the belly, total expansion into the chest, opening of the muscles of the anus and genitals, not hammering, aim. Now you start exhaling from the belly first, squeezing of the muscles of the anus and genitals. Now you are exhaling from the rib cage, more contraction, more force applied. You see, you are linking the heart center with the Mool Bandha, with the two locks. Continue like this. Start with this. Deep, silent, and slow breath, so that the body is able to maintain its steadiness. Jnana Mudra, pressure felt at pressure. Jnana Mudra changes the pattern of the energy, so gentle pressure is required. Otherwise, we forget. Jnana Mudra becomes ignorant Mudra. Continue. Deep, silent, slow breathing. Aim, 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 aim. Deep, silent, and slow mudra. Deep, silent, slow breathing. You see how many points of awareness? Jnana Mudra 1, Hri Mudra 2, steadiness of the body 3, deep, silent, slow breathing 4, squeezing and releasing the pressure from the anus and is 5, aim, chanting of the mantra 6. So we are 100% clear what we are doing. So what happens? We may experience the upsurge of this prana from the lower to the higher with a different variety of experiences, but we keep our focus on these essentials of doing it. Sometimes I use these tools even in different practices of meditation that I give you. You might be aware of that. But when we do Kundalni meditation, then it is an active meditation. Except the last step, the rest of the steps are active. mind is fully engaged, the breath is fully engaged in one or the other way. I'm not using the mantra today. So, yantra. I'm using the mantra, but not the yantra today. Okay, leave this. Let us move to a little advanced stage of this, where what we do. First, understand. We will do all the three modes, the chest breathing, the belly, and both together, what we say the yogic breathing. So what we do, we say, for example, we inhale into the chest and then we retain the breath. So then we move the mind with the mantra from the forehead to the chest. When we are holding it into the chest, when we are holding into the belly, we move the mind from the kunda, from the forehead to the belly button with that particular mantra. So when you are holding the breath, even for, say, you are holding the breath only for 20 seconds, not more than that. That's perfectly normal for adult healthy individual. So it will prevent you any kind of hallucinative experiences. Gradually, when we perfect, then we can hold it for a longer period. So it is better to start with the yogic breathing. So I will tell you and you will follow it. So first, inhale into the belly, into the chest. Continue to inhale. Very good. Hold the breath now inside. Focus inside the forehead. And start hammering with the mantra. Release the breath slowly. Release the pressure from the nose squeezing, So we have to apply that, what? Mool bandha, or the squeezing of the anus and the genitals. Directly I'm saying, I'm not naming the mantra. Let us do it second time. Start inhaling into the belly first, then inhale into the chest. Very good. Now hold the breath, squeeze the muscles of the anus and the genitals, pull it upward, focus inside the forehead and start hammering. Mentally. Mental hammering, not the louder. Mental hammering. 20 seconds is done. Release the pressure slowly. Release the pressure from the anus genitals. Release the breath. Allow the breath to be normal. You just instantly you release everything. The mind finds an expansion, leads to a variety of experiences. Third time. Start inhaling first into the belly. Continue to inhale into the belly. Now inhale into the rib cage, up to the throat. Hold the breath. Squeeze the muscles of the anus and genitals. Pull it inside and upward. Focus inside the forehead and start hammering. Everything is done consciously. Everything is done consciously. You are aware of the steadiness of the body, the mantra, the holding of the breath. So then there is no danger. I tell people, release the breath, allow the breath to be normal, release the pressure from the anus and the genitals. I tell people, in any of my practices, there is no danger. Normally, we talk a great deal, dangers in Kundalini meditation. If there is a danger, don't practice it. Why do practice? So we have a lot of wrong perception. And now we will do it into the belly now. Belly with the mantra, clean, clean, clean. So what we do? No movement into the rib cage. Inhale into the belly. Continue to inhale into the belly. Belly totally comes out like a balloon. Hold the breath. Squeeze the muscles of the anus and genitals inside and upward. Focus inside the belly button and start hammering. Gleam, 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 gleam. Only 20 seconds. We'll be doing 3 times. Release the breath, release the squeezing of the anus and genitals. Allow the breath to be normal. So normally what happens? We start increasing the retention with clarity, with understanding, and there is a conscious experience instantly takes place. We feel as if the energy is moving apart. So there is no danger. Inhale deeply again into the belly. Continue to inhale, inhale, inhale. Squeeze the muscles of the anus and genitals. Hold the breath. Hammering aim inside the belly button. 20 seconds only. We're not doing more than 20 seconds. Science says, holding the breath 20 seconds is not a big deal. For adult, a healthy individual. But if you feel any discomfort, don't do it. You can do it without. And release the breath. We have done 20 seconds. Looking at the clock, looking at the watch every second. You see, Kundalini teacher has to be extremely alert and attentive to what he or she is giving. Not simply, come on, lazily. No, not laser. Is required. Third time. Inhale into the belly. Continue to inhale in the belly. Squeeze your muscles of the anus and genitals inside and upward. It becomes like a rock. In that rock, you start hammering. Gleam, 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 gleam. Quick, fast, and loud in your belly button inside at the center. You start experiencing the mantra, the retention, and all the locks and the Jnana Mudra and the Khechari Mudra does a trigger in the energy. And release the pressure. Release the breath. Be normal. We'll be doing inside the rib cage now. Just be normal. Continue to have a normal breath. Because it is an active journey of meditation. An active journey of meditation, we have to understand each and every step, and we have to do in the beginning. We have to start from the beginning, maybe a month of 20 sessions of practice of level 1 practice. Then the second we will increase little deeper, then the third. That is how it works. So now inhale first into the rib cage. Total expansion of the rib cage that we have done previously. Hold the breath. Squeeze the muscles of the anus and genitals. Now we are squeezing. Put it inside and start hammering. Ream, 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 ream. 20 seconds only. Only 20 seconds. So you will find out. Release the pressure. Normal breath. So you will find out. Does it take long time? Does it feel discomfort holding the breath into the rib cage? It means I have to continue with it. Do you feel the discomfort with the belly or with both? So we understand. We remove that factor so that the danger no more applies. See that? Inhale again into the rib cage. Continue to inhale. All the ribs are expanded. Squeeze the muscles of the anus and genitals. Hold it. Start hammering. Ream, 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 ream. Ream, 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 ream. Release the pressure, and it is perfectly normal. You'll find these 3 patterns of the breathing in one of them, or all of them, or none of them. You feel comfort or discomfort. So we pinpoint, then we change the mantra. where you feel the discomfort. You see that? Now the third round, inhale deeply into the ribs completely, expansion of the ribs, squeezing of the muscles and of the anus and the genitals, pulling it inside, holding it, ream, 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 holding the breath in. Continue. Continue, my friends. And release it. Release it. Normal breathing pattern. Breath is normal. Now move the mind from I'm adding a lot of steps, from different stages. So moving the mind from the crown of the head to the tailbone inside, and from the tailbone to the crown of the head. The mind is just still distracted, no worries. Om Namah Shivaya. When you inhale, mind descends from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Drop. Om Namah Shivaya. And when the breath returns from the tailbone to the crown of the head, Om Namah Shivaya. So now breath is normal. Now extreme awareness and attention is on the Jnana Mudra, on the Khechari Mudra. That will help the mind to live within. There are other factors, so we are not picking up those other factors at this moment. Continue. So just we picked up the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. So it happens when you are moving the mind with Om Namah Shivaya in the spine from the crown of the head to the tailbone. There is a descent of calmness and the peace and the joy and the happiness. And when you move the mind, your mind becomes so much attentive, clear, withdrawn inside. And when the mind moves from the tailbone to the top of the head, it lifts the energy. An upsurge of the energy helps us to transcend the body. Do nothing, remain as you are. 40 minutes of the practice. Good. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside, know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share the experiences and discuss. Are you guys back? No, are you guys and girls back? I do a lot of mistakes. So how are you, Christina?
Yeah, you probably didn't see me. I just realized I'm on my phone today and I'm not good with my phone. So sorry, that was beautiful. That was, I kind of need a moment to process, honestly, that, just I've been so disconnected for, I feel, years away from my bandhas and myself, and that, wow, it's just, sorry, I'm kind of speechless, but yeah, that was
Beautiful.
wonderful.
Beautiful. No more funkiness. Very good. How are you, Whitney?
Sorry, it took me a second to unmute. That was amazing. I haven't done anything like that before, and it's usually really hard for me to quiet my mind in meditation. And with that, I just felt completely absorbed. It was really awesome. So thank you.
Very good. You are a good seeker. That's why it happened. But don't give the practice until you do it clearly and you understand every facet of it. How are you, Brandy?
I feel really good. I'm pretty relaxed.
Pretty relaxed. That's good. That's good experience. And how are you, Kate?
That was wonderful. Expansive.
Expensive.
No,
Beautiful.
expansive.
Yeah, expensive. Very good. Beautiful. I think Sergey has done a couple of them. How are you, Sergey?
No, breathing practices is my favorite. So, but these practices, the first time for me, this feeling is like a multi-pointed awareness. It is a very interesting observation and very interesting feelings for me. Something new.
Yeah,
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Sergey is a part of around 200 people that I go to Eastern Europe twice a year, but because of the COVID, I could not go. So I stay there for about 10 days. And in 10 days, it's almost 6 and 7 hours per day. In 4 sessions, almost 6 to 8 hours per day intensive. All the 10 days. They don't leave me. I have to speak for 8 to 9 hours every day. And there they do almost these different practices because now I'm face to face. So I can introduce these practices of meditation. Beautiful. How are you, Antoinette?
That was very many sensations and very uplifting, but
Good.
also I had to keep coming back.
Yeah, yeah, it happens. Yeah. So Kundalini meditation, the way I give this teaching step by step, almost there are 50 different practices which engages your mind in all the 16 essentials, one after the other, and it depends on the group. So when I give it at the individual level, then it becomes a private session, so it's not a big deal. But I have to be extra careful when I give in the group. How are you, Lara?
Overall, it was great. I feel like it needs to come with a warning to go to the bathroom before, because
Okay.
about 5 minutes in, I had to go to the bathroom and I was miserable. And then I had to keep coming back. I kept losing Kachari mudra. And so I was having to kept coming back from that. I'm having a lot of pain in my wrist and my hand today. So holding Jnana Mudra was also really challenging too. And so it was beautiful, but I was met with a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles. So, you know, I have a lot of obstacles that I need to.
You're right.
Embrace.
You're right. It happens. So what we do in Lara, that we understand each and every aspect. We understand like Jnana Mudra. So in the first week and every day when we do the practice, we keep it for 5 minutes and we move the breath on this circle. So it raises your awareness like this with all the different mudras and the locks. When the mind finds it is totally comfortable with all the mudras and the locks, then we start the meditation. So I started the meditation directly. So you are right. You feel a lot of discomfort and all this. So anyone who wants to share?